So things seem to just be going from bad to worse for Xbox and Xbox fans. And full disclosure, everybody, I am an Xbox fan. I have a Halo tattoo. I am a massive Xbox fan. And yes, I'm not happy with the decisions they have made in 2025. I feel like the Microsoft part of Xbox is really just stepping over what Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty has been doing and accomplishing over at Xbox. But things have just been getting so much worse everywhere from the Xbox Game Pass going up to all sorts of different things. Costco and Sam's Club no longer carrying Xbox products. I know this personally because I went to both Costco and Sam's Club and they do not have any Xbox products either. And also the other big wholesale store, BJ's, no longer has Xbox products there as well. So the three main wholesale stores no longer has Xbox products. If you guys are new to the channel, please do me a favor, smash that like and subscribe button. So I'm not coming at this from a fanboy perspective at all. I play everything. You guys know me. I'm a gamer. I play everything. And I'm just kind of give you my thoughts and stuff on this situation because believe it or not, I have almost 20 years experience in retail. I worked for Walmart for 18 and a half years before I decided to leave that hellhole for better looking ground on the other side. Yeah, Walmart is not the best place for the associates at all. But yeah, there's a lot of these pictures going around right now around the internet. And I'm just going to kind of go over some of these because I actually have been to a couple of these stores to check out a few things just to see what is legit and what is not. So this past weekend, I went to a Walmart and 2 Targets, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts on what could possibly be going on, and I'm going to talk about what some insiders are saying. So like I said, things have not been going well for Xbox. Now, I went into a Target yesterday, and their Xbox section was completely wiped out. There was like no Xbox stuff, no consoles, nothing. They had a few Xbox controllers and a few games. Other than that, it was looking pretty bare bones, much like this picture right here. This is pretty much the picture that I got. Now, this picture, you can tell by the blue and yellow scheme that this is from a Walmart, and I did go into a Walmart. Now, they did have more of a selection of Xbox stuff into the Walmart that I went. I did not take that picture. I found that picture on Twitter. The Walmart that I did go to, they had no Xbox consoles, but they still had the controllers, the headsets, and the games. Nowhere near as big as the Nintendo and the PlayStation section, but they still carry some of the stuff. So these pictures, I don't know what's going on with these pictures. Normally when you have a setup like this, the games will be in the left case and the consoles will be in the right case. Maybe they just don't have consoles. Not entirely sure how the mod is set up at this particular Walmart. And these are looking like, I don't know if that's a Walmart or a Target, but they clearly are just filling up the space with Switch 2 games. Now, if you actually look at this picture very well, each one of these Switch games, you can tell there's only like one copy of the game in each of the slots. And what normally happens, a department manager is told by his superior, hey, we just can't have an empty shelf. You need to fill that space with something because customers don't want to come in and just see this sort of thing. So just fill it with something. And they just filled it with Nintendo games, and they just kind of fronted it and basically just zoned it up to make it look like it was actually full. But yeah, a lot of these stores, this is just going completely empty. This is a Target because Target has the pull string cases and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not looking good for Xbox at all. Now, Dustin Legary has come out, and so has Jez Corden has come out, and they talked about that they reached out to Walmart and Target, both Jez Corden reached out to Microsoft, and Dustin Legary reached out to some Targets, and they're saying like, hey, it's not true. We're still committed. You know, the same old crap that Microsoft normally says. We're still committed to Game Pass. We're still committed to exclusivity. Like this company has lied so many times. I don't know how anybody can take their quotes seriously and go, oh yeah, they're 100% on the up and up telling the truth. So when I see this quote from Jez Corden where he reached out to Xbox and they said Target and Walmart, among other retailers, remain committed partners for the Xbox console. Yeah, just like there's only going to be 4 exclusive games. Yeah, just like all the other things that they sat there and they lied in the court of law and said that Call of Duty would not cause the rise of Game Pass prices. They lied in the court of law saying they weren't going to raise the price. They weren't going to lay people off. They lied in the court of law. So you think they're not going to lie to Jez Corden about the retail space at Walmart and Target? Right? You think they're not going to lie? And as for Destin reached out to the actual stores. And I'll tell you one thing, as someone who was a department manager, a support manager, who did assistant manager work, I did everything from Walmart, from waxing the floors to doing the mods, doing price changes, running an entire crew of 20 to 25 people. I did everything in my 2 decades at Walmart. I know that place like the back of my hand. I know the policies. I know if some random person shows up at the store or calls me on the phone and asks me about that is confidential stuff that we have with our partners. We can't just sit there and go, "Oh yeah, we're not getting rid of none." Even if that wasn't the truth, and they were pulling out, we could not disclose that information over the phone. Now, what Walmart does is Walmart has this thing they call the mod, and each department goes over a new mod. And what the new mod is where they rearrange stuff. You know, when you ever go to Walmart and you're like, where did that product go? It used to be here, now it's over there. Well, that's because they changed the mod. The mod is the layout of the actual shelf space. And they change the mod every 3 to 6 months because they want customers to come in and not know where the product is, so they have to go search for it. But also the mod, it exists, changing the mod every 3 to 6 months because of new products that we get in and price changes and all that. Because sometimes if a product's not selling, they're not going to keep that product in, and it's going to be discontinued, and we're either going to discount it and put it in the clearance section, or we're going to send it back to the manufacturer or the warehouse. But when we do the mod every 3 to 6 months, you have a small mod and a big mod. Big mod where we basically rearrange the entire shelving, and we do the whole price changes, and we put the new stickers in, and we do the size of the products and all that. That's the mod. And there's no way that they're going to disclose that information to Dustin. They're not going to say, oh yeah, well, our upcoming mod. Now, we're already in the month of October. So I'm not entirely sure, but every store could be different, whatever. I don't know. I worked at 2 Walmarts, but I'm pretty sure the holiday mod is already been set for the next 3 months, right? We're not going to change the mod until probably January or February. The holiday mod gets set way before Christmas. So whatever information they would disclose to Dustin is that mod is set. So if they go with their 960 or their handheld and they scan an Xbox console product, it's not going to say discontinued. That mod has already been set for the holiday season. Now come January, February, when they get ready to redo the mod for spring, then you start to see items come and go and make room for more items. Now, there has been some information going around saying that actually the retail stores like Walmart sold the Xbox space, the Xbox retail space, to Nintendo, so that Nintendo will have a bigger area inside the electronics department, and they're just going to get rid of the Xbox stuff altogether. We won't know that until about January, February, until the new mod comes out and they set the new mod. Right now, the Hollywood mod, or the holiday mod has already been set, and they're already set for the next 3 months. So regardless of what Jez Corden said or Destin Legary, first of all, they're not going to. First of all, Xbox has lied through their teeth multiple times. We lost count how many times Microsoft has lied to the consumer and the public. And as for Walmart and Target, I don't know what Target policies are, but we do not disclose that information over the phone as Walmart associates. We do not do that. That's not something we do. And like I said, the shelf space in the mod has already been set for the holiday season. There's a reason why you go into Walmart in like September and August, and the garden center is already set with Christmas stuff, because the holiday mod is already being set. We get the holiday stuff in as early as July. We get the back to school stuff in as early as June, before school even gets out. to get that set up for back to school section. Our mods get set very early because we then have to maintain those departments and restock those departments. So we're not going to have any new mods in the electronics department until January, February, where we start, prepping up for spring. And the only mods that normally get changed in electronics department is like the video stuff. So I remember every Monday night we had to do the video mod because new releases was on Tuesday. So we would change the mod on Monday, we would rearrange, fill up the new releases, and we would have a new mod from week to week for new release on movies. And of course, when new release games come out, we have to move a couple of the games, put where the new release games are going to be, and so on and so forth. But, getting rid of Xbox and Microsoft stock and consoles and all that stuff, that is a big, big thing. And that is not something that is going to happen just like overnight. That's something that if it is discontinued, we will find out toward the tail end of December, early January, as if the Xbox console will be discontinued. But full disclosure, just my opinion, and I haven't worked at Walmart in 4 years, but I did spend a long period of time. I worked there from 2003 to 2018, so I have 2 decades of experience in Walmart and the retail business. So I am probably one of the top guys to give their opinion on this, other than my friend Chris, who was actually the electronics department manager and knew that department better than anybody I know. But he could really dive into the ins and outs on how that works. But I'm just giving you my experience as someone who has done everything in the retail space when it comes to Walmart. I do believe that Microsoft is going to start pulling their supplies out of these places because, one, they're too high. They're not selling. People aren't buying them. The Xbox brand is just not good right now. And not only that, it is clear that Satya Nadella wants to go ahead and focus on Game Pass and digital distribution. And we don't know what the future of Microsoft and Game Pass is. Remember, just last week, we had rumors that Microsoft was getting out of the hardware space. So we don't really know what the truth is, but we do know one thing. We cannot just take Microsoft for their word. I love Destin Legary. I love Jez Corden. But at the same time, they are just giving us the news and the quotes that are given to them. They're just retelling us what they've been told. But how many times has Microsoft sat there, lied to us, to our face, and then 3-4 weeks, a month later, they just change everything? A lot. We have lost count. Anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts on it. Please do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, smash that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.